If I disappear after this video, just know it's because I've told you the truth. Because they might arrest me for teaching you these 7 timeless money-making skills that have been hidden, that have been actually intentionally hidden from 99% of the world. You see, every day, I never cease being amazed, at how people have gone through years and years of schooling, of academics, of education. They taught you Pythagoras theorem. They taught you Newton's law of motion. They taught you all these things. They come out, and then for 40 years, you are still working, and you still have no clue how to make money. You're still struggling at 45, at 50 to pay bills. You've been working for 30 years, for 40 years since you left school, but you still don't know how to make money. Now, there are 3 particular money skills, like 3 systems, if you like, to make money, like 3 sets of skills that you must have to make money and to be comfortable and to have financial peace in this planet, because we live in a financial planet. And if you don't have the skills, the financial skills, you're going to find this planet extremely frustrating. And so I would like to simplify it the way it has been simplified for me through my mentors and then through my journey over the years. The 3 sets of skills are: number 1, you need a set of skills for making money. The set of skills for making the money. Because if you can't make money, if you don't have the skills, if you don't know how to make money, that's a problem. And indeed, 98% of us don't know how to make money. I was working myself in the corporate, but I didn't know how to make money. I thought that how to make money is come out of school, apply and get a good job in a very good company, and then you will make money. And I did. I came out of school, I had good grades, and I found myself working in Shell, then in Chevron, then back to Shell. And by the time I was leaving Shell, I left without money. So what happened to all the salaries, all the money? We don't know how to make money. And then 98% of us don't even understand what money is. We think, I'm looking for my wallet. We think it's all these pieces of paper, notes. We think that that's what money is. But you remember in your basic economics class, you were taught that money is the medium of exchange of value. So money in itself is not the value, it's the medium by which value changes hands. And this is so important to making money, because many of us don't know how to make money. Explain it to me. Why people are 60, 70, they are still frustrated about money. They are still making money. And they have been on this planet for 50 years. So it's because of what I'm going to tell you. And please pray for me that I'm not going to be arrested, because some people are not going to be happy that you're going to learn these 7 skills. So give me the next 15 minutes and I will teach you the 7 universal money-making secrets or skills. You were never taught this. So there are 3 sets of skills: the skills to make money, the skills to manage it, and the skills to multiply that. So if you don't even have the foundation or the basic skills to know how to make money, that's why many of you complain. I don't have capital. I don't have capital. I don't have capital. I want to start a business. I don't have capital. I want to travel abroad. I want to migrate to another country. I don't have the capital. I can't even transport myself to the embassy. I want to start this business. I want to do that. I want to start mini import business from China, but I don't have money. The commonest excuse that adults give, do you know what it is? I don't have money. Why don't you have money? That's an important question. Have you actually sat down to ask yourself, why don't you have money? It's because you do not have the money-making skills. Because without skills, it's going to be frustrating and very hard. So I'm going to break it down for you. Just be very ready. I am not sure you have ever heard this thing encapsulated the way I'm going to give it to you. And then for many of you, your financial lives are going to be totally transformed by these things. So the first thing is making money. What is skill number one? And as I talk about it, type it in the comment section. What is the number one money making skill? Type it in the comment section before I give it to you. Type number one money making skill. Everybody type it in the comment section before I give it to you. Okay, type it. Yes, Yusuf says it makes sense. Mindful from Ram by Ram is joining from Ghana. So type. I want to give you the number one money making skill. And what you're going to discover from all these 7 money making skills I'm going to teach you, none of them is taught in the university. I read zoology for my first degree. Not once in my kindergarten, not once in my primary school, not once in my 5 years of secondary school, not once in my 4 years of university, not once in my 18 months of postgraduate study did anybody teach me any of these 7 skills. What is the number one money making skill? Type it. Type it in the comment section. Number one money making skill. And somebody already put it in the comment section. Fantastic. No, I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm just telling you to type number one. Just type number one money making skills. I'm going to give it to you. But it's amazing. Some of you are already putting it there. Okay? The number one money making skill is this. Sell something every day, even if it is air. Sell something every day, even if it is air. Type it the way I have put it. Sell something every day, even if it is air. And people make money selling air. I bought air today. Many of you bought air. And you ask me, how did I buy air? They pumped your tires. And you paid them and they made money. So the number one money making skill is selling. And that is the last thing you ever hear from school. So they want you to read the physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, nuclear science, but nobody tells you that the number one way to make money is to sell something. You've got to sell a product or sell an idea. Okay, sell something, anything. You can literally destroy your poverty tonight. You can literally destroy your poverty overnight by selling something. And the amazing thing is that it doesn't even have, that thing you're selling doesn't even have to belong to be, like, you don't even have to keep the inventory to be something in your inventory. You don't need money to sell. If you can sell, you can become wealthy overnight, because you might see someone who is selling their house. They want to move out and they're selling their house, say for $300,000. And because they themselves have the house, they don't even know how to sell, because not everybody knows how to sell. It's a skill. It's a money-making skill, number one. And then if you have that skill, you go to them, oh, how much do you want to sell your house? And they say $300,000. Oh, I can sell it for you. And they say, oh, really? If you sell this, we can give you 10%. 10% of $300,000 is $30,000. I go out there, and because I know how to sell, I go out there and I sell it. And I not only sell it $300,000, I sell it $400,000. So I can keep $100,000 plus the $30,000. So I literally generated money from thin air. You can generate money from thin air by selling something. So make a note of this. Money isn't made in school, it's made in selling. Type it in the comment section. I want to see engagement. And as you type this thing, you can see it fires me up, because it tells me that somebody is following. And this is a coaching session. It is not motivation. It is very practical. It's very technical, extremely practical. You can literally walk out of this place implementing these things and see an instant change in your finances. Okay? So money isn't made in school. It's made in selling. The moment you trade anything for cash, you've outsmarted 99% of degree holders. So, I see a woman by the street there. Every morning she brings her pap. For some of you who don't know pap, in this part of the world, in West Africa, it's called akamu or something. There are different names, ogi, for it, made from maize. So she has pap. She's made pap very early in the morning, 5:30, 6 a.m. she's there. And then she makes the akara, the beans cake, if you like, and then has bread sliced, and she's by the roadside. And because people in the city leave their homes very early in the morning, they are not able to cook. They're not able to have breakfast. And this woman stays there selling. In a day, she sells what graduates make in 3 months, in 1 day. She didn't go to school. She doesn't speak English, but she's making money. Why? Because money is not made in school. Money is made in selling. The richest people in history weren't the smartest people. They were the best at convincing others to say, take my money. Okay? So, if you can't sell, I want you to type this so that it will stick in your mind. If you can't sell, you will always be poor. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You might be a good man. You might be a good woman. Very moral, very ethical, nice, peaceful neighbor, but you will die broke if you can't sell. So selling is foundational to making money. Okay? If you can't sell, you will always serve somebody who can. Do you know why you're doing 9 to 5? You're an employee in 9 to 5 because you are serving someone who could sell. You're serving someone who could sell. Richard Branson can sell. So he has tens of thousands of people working for him. He's a seller. Elon Musk is a seller. He sells. Bill Gates was more a marketer. In Microsoft was more a marketer, a seller, selling ideas, selling concepts, selling to governments, telling stories, selling. So if you can't sell, you will always be poor. And if you can't sell, you will always serve someone who can. Money does not follow the smartest. It follows the offer. Money does not follow the smartest people. It follows the offer. Okay, so that is skill number 1. That is skill, money-making skill number 1. So if you want to make money, please forget school. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to school. There's a different reason for going to school. If you are going to school, it's to get to network with people. If you're going to school, it's to get problem-solving skills. It's to learn thinking skills. Not to have things, not to be told what to think, but to learn how to think. That's the best thing school can do for you. But if you are just going there to get degree certificates and then come out and then flaunt it and flaunt your CV and then your profile, hunger is going to discipline you. Okay? So, money-making skill number 2, which is timeless. Timeless. I hope they don't arrest me for telling you this. Own things that pay you while you sleep. That is the money-making skill. Number 2. Own things that pay you while you sleep. Okay? So, own assets. Not the latest iPhone. Not the latest shoes. Somebody was asking me in the comment section, so when are you going to buy the expensive clothes? And I was like, for what? What do I need the branded clothes? $1,500, $2,000 clothes. Some of you buy $5,000 handbags. What for? How will that thing pay me? So my own personal wealth philosophy is, Never, I don't buy anything until I have seen how that thing will return itself 10 times over, especially electronics and gadgets. So before I bought my iPhone, I had to already have in my mind how it's going to pay for itself within the first 1 month, and it did. So I bought a truck. It's really a big truck. I like it. For some of you who know the Ford F-250 diesel engine, turbo, V8 turbo engine. When that thing is, when it moves past you in your small car in the express, your car will vibrate a little bit. Powerful vehicle. But before I bought that truck, I sat down to ask myself, how will this thing pay for itself? Because I wasn't buying it for pleasure, I was buying it for profit. So before you buy anything, you ask yourself, is this thing going to give me financial peace? Okay? Because the rich people own assets, things that make money while they sleep. Okay? The rich don't wake up to go to work. No. They wake up to check what worked while they slept. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Am I the only one getting excited? Say something in the comment section. The rich doesn't wake up, the rich people don't wake up to go to work. They wake up to check what worked while they were asleep. Very, very different. So most of us wake up to go to work. Oh, I might be late if I miss the bus, if I miss that. No, not the rich people. Why? Because they own things that make them money while they sleep. So you wake up to go to work. They wake up to check what worked while they were sleeping. So if your money rests when you rest, you will work till you die. If anytime you rest, your money rests, you're going to work until you die, because you're going to continue to need money to function and to pay your bills. So the rich don't work for money. They own things that spit out cash automatically for them, whether they are eating sushi or whether they are skydiving or they are traveling. You yourself, rich people go for summer, and then you see them posting pictures of them, the wonderful places that they visited in Europe, in China, in America, in South Africa, in Australia, in different places. You see them scuba diving. While they are scuba diving in Australia, they are making money. You yourself, you now take the salary from your job to go and imitate the rich people. That is terrible. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That is capital cannibalization. That's the term I personally gave it. I call it capital cannibalization. The salary you're earning, the money that is coming in exchange, you're trading your time for money. And then when that money comes, you go scuba diving with the rich people to take pictures at Trafalgar Square in London. You go to is it Eiffel Towers in Paris. See me. You're imitating the rich. While they are there taking pictures in the Eiffel Tower, they are making money. But you yourself, you are spending the little that you have trying to imitate the rich. The rich people don't look rich. Why they are getting rich? They don't try to be rich. It's the poor people who try to be rich. Okay, so your phone is a liability. And I walk out in the streets and I see, all these young people and all these people, displaying very expensive phones, displaying very expensive clothes, and them feeling good, but they are poor. It's because that thing you're holding is a liability. Okay, but a vending machine is an asset. It makes you money. So switch the ratio or stay poor. The rich don't work for money. Their money works with them. That is money-making skill, hidden money-making skill, number 3. And I hope you are beginning to see why they might arrest me after this. I hope I don't disappear after teaching you this. Okay, so you really have to You really have to help me and pray for me that I don't disappear. Are you getting value? Type value, type value, type value in the comment section, okay? Type value. Yes, Nelson, yes, the rich people don't look rich while getting rich. No, they don't. They don't, okay? Absolutely. Learn math with Alex says, wow. Absolutely. Yes, Nelson, never buy anything until you see how it will return itself 10 times over. Exactly. Leave your friends, who are buying and showing off those things. No. Don't. Don't even rent a house in a place where you cannot make that house rent. I've made that mistake before and it's terrible. So there's a place I'm renting. And in that place, I'm using it for cottage, whatever. I'm producing things. There. And the things I'm producing pay for that rent. And so you go to a very highbrow place. So if you're paying there and then you're paying for internet and paying for all these things, very highbrow place, you are there because you can make that money back because of the things that environment allows you to be able to network and do. Okay, are we ready? Yes, thank you, Okwade Samuel. Value. Yes, Elora Francis says, value coach. Absolutely, I love it, okay? I love it. You can follow this channel and not become rich. Okay, skill number three. Solve problems with simple tools. Money-making skill number 3. Solve problems with simple tools. Okay? And it's called value creation because money chases solutions. All right? You don't need PhD to solve problems. And then let me tell you something that will blow your mind. Are you ready for it? Every problem is a payment in disguise. Oh no. I'm getting excited. A group approached me yesterday. They are not based in this country. And they want to do something. They are not able to do it here. In this particular place. So I don't want to give too much details. And you know what? And then somebody told them that if there's anybody that will solve this problem, is a gentleman called Ogbo Awoke Ogbo. And then they reached out. And then to solve that problem in 1.5 days. I don't want to mention the amount of money, but I'm just telling you that every problem is a payment in disguise. Has somebody actually typed this thing? Come on. Don't just let me be excited alone. Every problem is a payment in disguise if you dare to solve it. But what do 98% of the people do? They stay there complaining. Let me tell you something. You cannot complain and create at the same time. It's impossible. You cannot complain and create at the same time. That is why complainers never make money, but creators do. So look at all those people who complain about everything. They complain about the weather, they complain about the economy, they complain about the government, they complain about the future, they complain about the past. They say, oh, things were better in the days of our forefathers. And it complain. Did you notice that those people never make money? Because, and I need you to make a note of this, complaining is a killer of money. Money hates complaining. So wherever complaining enters, if complaining enters a room, or if a complainer enters a room, money leaves. But if a creator, someone who solves problems, who provides value, enters a room, money follows him or her. Okay? People don't just pay you for effort. They pay you to make their pain disappear. You can never be poor if you help people get rid of their pain and their frustration. You will never be poor if you help people get rid of their frustration. Okay? So money is just a thank you note for solving problems. I don't have dollars tonight here. This thing, I got some CDs here too. It's a thank you note. In fact, I want you to do that thing. Just bring out money. If you have money in your pocket where you're listening to, or maybe you're listening to a replay, I just want you to bring out money, whatever currency, feel it, and just say, this is a thank you note. So I want you to start seeing money differently from today. Whenever you hold money, call it a thank you note, because that is what it is. It's a thank you note for solving problems. Every time money enters your hand is because you solved the problem. And so you can play it forward. So no problem solved equals no money earned. So for those of you who are sitting there complaining, oh, I don't have money to start a business. Oh, I don't have money. I don't have anybody to sponsor me. No problem solved, no money earned. QED, simple as that. You don't need to go to a prophet or a seer. You don't need to go to a counselor. No problem solved, no money earned. And then as long as you stay there and keep complaining, you are not going to earn money until you go out there and find a problem to fix. Now, the bigger the problem you fix, the bigger the paycheck. Did you know that? The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the paycheck. That's why you can never earn the same amount of money with Elon Musk. Do you know what it takes to put a rocket up there? Do you know what it takes to rockets that NASA used to build for more than $2 billion? And this guy comes, cracks the code, and starts building not just the rocket for $20 million, a fraction of that. But these are reusable rockets that can go and come back and go again. Do you know what it means to solve the problem? I don't know how many of you watched some of his recent launches where they caught this capsule that went before that thing was going to fall into the ocean, and then they developed this catcher. And then if you watched it, just type wow in the comment section as that thing was coming from space, and then that giant catcher caught it. Man, that's a huge problem. Scientific problem, technological problem, technical problems he solved. That's why the man earns billions and you and I don't. Why? Because the size of problem that you solve is directly proportional to the paycheck, okay? The paycheck. All right. Skill number 4. Money making skill they don't want you to know, that they never teach you in school. And then maybe your parents, like mine, didn't know. They were good people, but they just didn't know. Number 4. Copy what's working. Have you read that book? I think I have it somewhere behind me here, or maybe in my other library. Still Like an Artist. It's a very good a piece of literature. You can check it online. It's a money-making skills. Find what is already working. Find what is working. And then copy. Model it. Okay? Picasso, the legendary Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. It's a money-making skill. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg borrowed the Facebook idea. Did you know that? Okay? So great wealth comes from spotting what works and spinning it into your story. So learn the rhythm, tell it your way, copy what works. just 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. I put out valuable content like this one on YouTube. And then it's getting 37 views, 74 views, 200 views, and things like that. But I know that these are very excellent content that can actually help people, because a lot of people are suffering. And I went through suffering too. Because of my ignorance about finances, I went through suffering. I earned, made big money, and I'm telling stories, and I'm very practical. Some of you who have been watching my videos know how very practical and liberating they are, because they are coming from a place in my heart, a place of my own journey. And then I used to wonder, why would I put out such valuable content? And then 70-something views, 36 views. I'm talking about up to just last month. So if you go to some of my videos, you'll see, some of you even have commented there. Some of you sent me a message. How come in the world that this video has only 150 views? And then I see people in my space, the Dave Ramseys of this world, the Gary Vaynerchuks of this world, because what they are doing is what I'm doing. Alex Hormozi, what they are doing is exactly what I'm doing in this environment. Then they put out something there, content there, and it's having 20-something million views. And then I do mine, and it's having 37 views. Are you seeing where I'm going? That's where this money-making skill comes in handy. Copy what works. So I had to ask myself, what is it in what these people are doing that I'm not doing? So I copied a few things. And for some of you in the Financial Fitness Challenge, if you want me in our session on Sunday, if you want me to tell you what I saw and what I copied, please just ask it. We're going to have a Q&A this Sunday in the Financial Fitness Challenge. By the way, if you are not part of the Financial Fitness Challenge, you're losing money. And you may never find it. Because that's my mentorship group where we put to practice these things that we're talking about. We don't just talk about it. And then I have the opportunity to hear your money stories one-on-one in the group. So ask me, if you remember, what was it that you discovered? Because I saw something from these people who are earning millions of views. I copied it. All of a sudden, you will see it. If you actually finish, go to my videos. You will see a video that says, I would have retired at 40 if I knew this one route. That was pure copying. And then for the first time, my video views went from 77, 100 and something to 100. I think it's over 130, 140,000 views in less than a month. Because I copied. Why? Because copying, modeling, is a secret money-making skill. Okay? So spot what is working and find a way to model it. Like when I say copying, I'm not talking about being a copycat. There's something that happens in this part of the world. When someone goes into a particular business and is doing well, the next 2 weeks, everybody in that neighborhood is doing exactly the same thing. No, that's what I'm not saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find the element of success. Take that same idea, then model it into your own. Remembering what Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. So you don't need a new idea. You need a better version of a proven idea. Innovation is just intelligent imitation with your fingerprint on it. Okay? Because truly, originality is overrated. Some of us think, but like Solomon said, that there's nothing new under the sun. So, people copy, all right? Zuckerberg copied my space. He stole the core, and then he added the flavor. That's what you want to do. Because there's no new way to get rich. It's just the same old tricks, repackaged. No new way. So find a money-making machine and plug into it. Stop deceiving yourself in the 9-to-5 thing or deceiving yourself in school. All right. Should we continue? Or should we leave the skills 5 and 6 for another day? Type in the comment section. If you want us to continue, say continue. If you want us to stop so that you can digest this one first of all, then type stop in the comment section. All right. So I'm seeing continue. Just continue. Let's know if you want us to continue with the skills number 5, 6, and 7. All right. Okay. So it looks like what I'm seeing is I haven't seen any stop here. Oh, continue. Okay. Let's continue. Skill number 5. Get paid before you do the work. Type it in the comment section. See why I told you that these are 7 skills. Nobody taught you in school. Get paid before you do the work. Okay, how does that work? So take money first. That's what restaurants are doing. They make reservations. They take your reservations. That's what airlines do. They take your money and you buy the ticket before you fly. All those wealthy systems, that's what they do. And you know, some of our ancestors and some of our older business merchants, you know, in those days, 50s, 60s. I remember growing up, I would go to some of these merchant stores. And then what you're going to see written, once you come in there, they say, no credit today, come tomorrow. No credit today, come tomorrow. So get paid before you do the work. That is what software people also do. All your subscriptions, you pay them ahead of time. You subscribe before you start using it. That's a secret. That's a secret money-making strategy. Okay? Tech companies also sell pre-orders. So sometimes you find some tech companies, they will say, okay, or even some merchants, they will say, all right, this version of this product is coming up in June. Pre-order today. Or they say my book is coming out in summer. Pre-order, and that is 6 months away. Do you know how genius that is? Book is coming out 6 months away. And they tell you pre-order today. The book is coming out at $50, but they say if you pre-order today, you will get it for $40. Do you see how smart that is? Now you pre-order. And what do? They use your money. And then print the book and publish it. Isn't it smart? That's how to make money. And then for people who say, oh, I don't have money to start my business. I don't have money to start my side hustle. This is how to make money. Sell it. Sell the idea. Sell the product months before. Then use what you used to sell to make it and deliver. Now, I must caution you about this particular skill. Trust is currency. All right? Trust is currency. So this money-making idea can only work if people trust you. If people think you're a scammer, and if you have actually scammed people, nobody will pre-order or give you their money. Okay? So it only works if people trust you. So build a name that they believe in. Then get paid before you deliver. So your reputation is your down payment in the wealth game. Oh, I'm excited. Your reputation is your down payment in the game of wealth. When people trust your name, your invoice clears before you even show up. I'm paid before I go for speaking engagements or for coaching. I'm paid before companies have me on weekends to come facilitate their board retreat or their worst case scenario. They pay down 80%. So I get paid before then. And I can tell you, it makes a whole lot of difference in the way that you deliver. And if you're a client, it's actually very good that you pay the facilitator down before then. I can tell you as a facilitator and as a coach, it makes a whole lot of difference. When you pay and you pay on time, the delivery is different, okay? So the number 1 rule of wealth, never use your own money. The number 2, never use your own time without prepayment. Don't use your money to work for the client. It does not work. So some multinationals give you a contract. You say, okay, I want to have them on my website as, okay, I work for such and such multinational. But you see, when they give you that contract, it says that they are going to pay you 120 days after. Or it says that they are going to pay you 60 days after. Do you know what they are doing? They are using you to finance their project. And then you have to become their bank, because what you have to go and source that money, even if it is your own money from your cash reserve. That money has a cost. There's a cost of funding. So if you borrow money from the bank at 35% is crazy in this part of the world. So some of you listening from Spain, I see some people are from Spain, from the United States and all that here, but it's crazy. In some parts of Africa, it's 35%. So you have to borrow that money, execute the contract or the project, and wait for 45 days or for 60 days. Who does that kind of nonsense? I have refused, I've turned down projects like that. If you can pay me upfront. And then some people will say, oh, the government only pays 15%. I say, well, I won't show up if I'm not paid. That's how to get rich. That's how to make money. Okay? So, if you are not taking deposits, you are donating your life. If you are not taking deposits, you are donating your life. The problem is that many of you are too, I don't know whether to say shy, timid, not courageous. I don't know what it is. To ask for your money. It's value. You demand it. I come there to give your company value, to facilitate your board retreat, to help you how you can go from X to 3X in the next the next 12 to 24 months. So I get my money paid before I show up in your company. Skill number 6, turn time into money, then delete time. Have you heard anything like that before? No, your lecturer didn't tell you. And your employer didn't tell you, and they will not tell you. That's why I'm hoping I'm not going to get arrested somewhere. Okay? So turn time into money, and then don't stop there. Delete time. What does that mean? So you see, if your 1 hour of work equals 1 paycheck, that is slavery. That is slavery. So rich people record a song once, or they write a book once, or they develop some intellectual property once, and they earn from it forever. Do you know that the descendants or relations of Einstein are still earning money from Einstein's work? And Einstein died, I don't know, somebody can quickly check it up and type in the comment section. I think he died in the, he died after, a couple of years after the Second World War. Okay, maybe 1950 something. But till today, Einstein is still making money on his name and brand. Michael Jackson died maybe just 10 years ago or something like that. But every single year, the guy still earns more money than even when he was alive in royalties. Bob Marley died like in 1981, 82. Every single year, the family earns money from what Bob Marley did. The dead man is still earning money for the generations after him. That's how money is made. So money is not time. If you don't delete time, then when you leave, you cannot make money the way the Bob Marleys of this world, or the way the Chinua Achebe, some of these authors are still earning money for their families from their grave. That is how money is made. Do you see how it's such a far cry from what you do from your 9 to 5? Do you see that at its best, 9 to 5 is a fraud? But if you choose to remain in it for a long time and not delete it, then it becomes your choice. And don't get me wrong, it's a good way to start. That's how many of us started. But 9 to 5 should give you a head start. 9 to 5 should give you The salary, the income that you can begin, that's active income, that if from the first day you start working, you should start turning it into passive income. Because if you don't delete time, you're going to work till you die. That's why lots of people retire from, or they lose their job. And they lose their job like today, they become destitute within 2 weeks. And then I read the data recently that most Americans, over 60% of Americans, nearly 70% of the Americans, I think I heard that from Dave Ramsey's show, are just one paycheck away from becoming homeless. Why? Because they didn't have the skills to make money. This particular skill I'm talking about, okay? So trading time for money is modern slavery. The rich sell the same 1 hour 1,000,000 times, okay? You don't need more hours. You need leverage. One leverage is the financial fitness challenge. Because what will take you 10 years to learn for just a pittance of $105, pittance, in that group, you get everlasting value. So if you're still in doubt about registering for my mentorship group, what are you waiting for? So immediately after this, text send me payment details to the WhatsApp number +234 8088 000 111. You gotta learn how to make money, baby. Otherwise, you're gonna work till you die. Every time I travel to the United States or I go to Canada, I'm surprised. I see people in their 70s working in Walmart, working in different places, you know, still working, doing all those things. Why? Because they didn't delete time. They sold their time and they forgot to delete the time. And if you delete time, you will still be working and sweating in your 70s. All right, someone is asking what's the WhatsApp number again. The WhatsApp number is +234 8088 000 111. Very easy to remember. +234 8088 000 111. Just send, don't talk too much there. Just say, send me payment details. It is $105 in US dollars. And then for some of you registering from Nigeria, it's 105,000 Naira. And then you're going to be sitting under me and implementing the things we're talking about, not just hearing about them. All right. Okay, so you need leverage. In fact, did you know, I was reading somebody's story recently. One single YouTube video can feed you for lots of decades. I read about somebody, the guy who actually made the very first viral YouTube videos, just telling stories. He's now on TikTok. I follow that guy, I forget his name. Telling fantastic stories. He made the first video that probably gathered like a billion views or something. The guy is made for life. That's leverage. And there's never been any time in history than now where technology, where the financial markets in combination with technology have given people such enormous opportunity to earn income. But when you don't know what you're doing, you'll be there complaining about the markets, complaining about the government, complaining about the China-US tariff war, complaining about everything. And then you die complaining, okay? So if you're still trading time for money, you are renting your life 1 hour at a time. The poor repeat tasks. The poor repeat tasks, but the rich repeat systems. Oh, I think somebody should type that. Somebody should type. Somebody who is serious about changing your financial destiny. Type this. Type this aha. The poor repeat tasks. The rich repeat systems. And in fact, this Sunday, In the Financial Fitness Challenge group, we're having a Zoom meeting this Sunday, just talking about money, talking about these things. One of the things that I emphasize is systems. Build systems. Forget building business. Build systems. The systems supersede business. Your systems will build businesses. Okay? So the poor people repeat tasks. They wake up the same 4 a.m. every day, join the same boss, go to the same office, work, come back, sleep, repeat the same thing every single day. At the month, receive a credit alert. Next month, start the whole cycle all over. But rich people don't do that. Rich people repeat systems. There is an investment system. I have a system, for instance, for my investments, and I'm going to share those, with you. So it's a system. And I'm telling you, it's very true that the poor people wake up to go to work, but the rich people wake up and then they go to check what worked while they were sleeping. It happens to me. Because I wake up and I want to see how my investments are doing. And there was a massive investment I did last week. I took a gamble. I studied one company and it's so seriously undervalued. It's so seriously undervalued. So last week, I picked a couple of hundreds of thousands of that stock. I checked it today. It's done 5% in just about 4 trading days. 5%. That's how the rich make money. Okay? They repeat systems, not tasks. Okay. Are we ready for the final 7th skill for making money? After this, you should never complain about money again, because I'm going to show you how to pick this one skill at a time. Any of these skills you pick, even just one you pick, that's an amazing thing. You don't even need to have 7 of them. If you just pick one and focus on it, pour your energy into it, and you will come back to this video, or you will send me a testimonial on WhatsApp, how your finances changed overnight. Please do that. I love to hear your testimonies and your testimonials. Okay. Skill number 7, use dumb money. Use dumb money, other people's cash. That is one way to make money. That is a money-making skill. That is a money-making skill. Use dumb money. All right? So use what you have, borrow what you need. The Amazon billionaire, Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon with his parents' money. Okay? And then he also called a couple of friends and then asked them to put down, I believe it was $40,000 each at the time. Many of them hesitated. In fact, they interviewed one of his boyhood friends at that time. The guy regrets. He regretted. He had the $40,000, but he didn't believe in the dream. But do you know one thing? All those people who gave Jeff Bezos $40,000 in 1993, 1994, they are all multi-billionaires today. They are multi-billionaires. So Jeff Bezos himself is a mega billionaire, but those people have they are multi-billionaires. Some of them have $4 billion, $6 billion, $5 billion from $40,000. Okay, so use other people's money. The wise don't wait until they have enough. They start with what other people overlook. Money isn't your first asset. Ingenuity is your first asset. Okay, so the richest people in the world never use their own money. They never use their own money. Dangote, the richest man in Africa, just built a refinery. I forget how much that refinery cost, but somebody can quickly look it up and also put it in the chat. Billions. But do you know what? None of these billions is Dangote's billions. The banks came together, gave him money. The government came together, also gave him money. He didn't use his own money. But who has the majority shares and who is actually making billions from it? Dangote. Dangote did not use his money to build the refinery, and that's how other rich people do. So they use banks. The rich people on earth, richest people on earth, do not use their own money, because if they use their own money, they can't be that rich. So they use banks, they use investors, they use customers' cash, then they keep the profit. All right. So if you can't convince someone to hand you $1 million, you will never have $1 million. Okay. So money is a test of persuasion, not savings. You can never save your way to wealth, but being able to persuade the bank, persuade investors to give you $1 million, that is a great wealth skill. That's a great money-making skill that many people don't use. If you think that capital is your first need, you've already failed the test of creativity. All right. So I'm going to summarize and then take your questions. So we're going to take a couple of minutes for Q&A in this session. I'm really very excited about what I have passed on today. I just feel like a heavy burden has been lifted off my shoulder. And I really hope that this burden I've lifted will spread to millions, tens of millions of people who have no idea. The school never taught, the religious institutions where they belong never taught them, the parents never taught because they never knew, and of course the place you work never taught you these money-making skills. And then at 40 you're still struggling. At 35 you're still struggling on how to make money. Yet these things I have told you, they are as easy as ABC. You don't even need a 9 to 5 to make money if you can only sell. And I just showed you that today. So if you have a question on today's session, this is the time to type it, all right? So I can take your question. And while you are doing that, I run a monthly financial fitness challenge every month. It's my mentorship group. Because a lot of people are reaching out to me for help. I need you to mentor me. I need you to coach me. One-on-one with me is expensive for most people. One-on-one sessions with me of 90 minutes begins from $500. So what did I do? I said, okay, instead of the one-on-one, which majority of people can't afford, let's do a group coaching where I can come and help you develop the skills to make money, to manage it, and to multiply. That's what I want to do for you. That's what I want to do for you. It's not complicated. To make money, to show you how to make money, to show you how to manage your money, and to show you how to multiply that. That's all. That's all. It's simple. It's not complicated. A 7-year-old can understand what I'm doing. But when you come into the group, you will have self-awareness. Because the very first exercise you will do, even when you join tonight, for some of you who will join this evening, because once you send the message, the WhatsApp group, to send you the payment details, and then you pay and show confirmation within 3 minutes, you're given access into the group. The group is already there, and it's a vibrant one. When you go, even the first exercise will show you. Will show you your true financial situation, what it is. Because most of us don't even know what their financial situation is. They don't have an articulation of their financial health. So it is $105. And in Nigerian Naira is 105,000 Naira only. So send me payment details right now to +234 8088 000 111. Don't call that number. It doesn't receive calls. It's just WhatsApp. And then you're going to get the details for payment. Once you do that, send your payment confirmation back to the same message, and then within 30 seconds, you'll be a part of that group. And then you can start working on it, okay? So now, if you learn and internalize these 7 money skills that I've taught you Money becomes your student, not your master. Because right now, for many of us, money is your master. It's money that forces you to wake up to set your alarm at 5 a.m. every day. Money forces you to be where you don't want to be, working in places you don't want to be. Many of you are tired of that job. You really want to leave, but you cannot. Why? Because money is your master. But when you learn these skills and begin to implement them, money becomes your student. And that's why they don't teach you in school, because once you know this, you cannot be controlled. Once you know the things I've taught you tonight, that's why I was scared sharing it. Once you know what I've taught you tonight, these 7 things, you cannot be controlled by anybody. Your bosses can't control you. The government can't control you. The landlord can't control you. The grocery stores can't control you. The system can't control you anymore. So what else is more important than learning the money-making skills? Before we even start talking about investing it, you've got to earn it, first of all. Okay? So pick one of the skills and practice today. And in fact, I think it'd be wonderful to develop a worksheet. What do you think? Just type worksheet. It would be wonderful to develop a worksheet that will allow you to grow through these 7 skills. Because believe me, in the next 30 days, I don't want you to focus on anything else than to learn these skills that can help you make money. Okay? All right, so let's take a few questions and we will call it a day. So let's see what questions you have. Okay, Augustine, thank you very much for checking out and then telling us. So Augustine says that Dangote refinery is worth $20 billion. And all the $20 billion wasn't his money. It's the banks that gave it to him. Carol says, please, sir, can you give examples of systems? I actually gave an example. So there are 3 categories of systems that you need to create. One system is for earning money. You've got to have a system for earning money. A business can be a system. Your business model can be a system. So a system, a very practical example could be like the example I gave about the woman who sells breakfast, local breakfast, at a strategic junction in the mornings. So she's developed a system. She says, all right, these people usually leave their homes early without breakfast. How can I solve the problem? Remember, I told you that problems are just payments. Okay, they are payments, in disguise. So she has created a system where she is able to go source her raw materials, make the food, package it, collect payment, come out there at the right timing. So it's a system, and she basically repeats it. She has a system for making the breakfast. It's a system, so she doesn't have to think about different kinds of recipes. She just has one breakfast recipe, just one. So it's a system. And in business, there are 3 subsystems. You have the system for creating the value, creating the product or services. Like I have systems in what I'm doing. This what I do for you like every single day is a system. So I have a system for researching the YouTube topics, to talking to some of you, to looking at your contents, to looking at my financial fitness challenge, to look at the kind of problems that they are solving. Based on that, I have a system to generate a title, like the type that you have today. I have a system to develop my script. I have a system to present. So every day, I do not have to run around trying to. I already have a system. I've developed scripts. I've developed templates. So tonight, in fact, some days I don't even have what I'm going to say. Let me make a confession, to you. This one was just done like 30 minutes before this. And that's actually why we started slightly late today. But I was able to put up what I've shared with you today in 30 minutes because I have a system. So my system, I have a system for generating the thumbnails in Canva on the topic. So I have a system for generating the topic. I have a system for generating the Canva, the title. I have a system for presentation. And you look, if you've noticed, my delivery is different from perhaps other things you watch on YouTube or on television, because I have a system. So I hope that helps. So those are examples of systems. So you need systems for creating value, systems for delivering it. Like I have a system for delivering it, and my system has the internet, it has the power system, it has my laptop, it has my iPhone, it has my lamps, my lighting. It's all part of my system, and it's a signature system. So you have system for delivering, and then you have system for capturing value. How did the people pay me? So I have a system. I have told you, you listen to me. When you get the value, which you are getting for free, and you are wondering, oh my goodness, if this man can give this kind of level of value for free, I wonder what it would be like to be in his mentorship group. And you decide, okay, I want to join the mentorship group. So I have a system. There's a WhatsApp number. You send me payment details, and you send it to that WhatsApp number, and then you're going to get payment detail, and then you pay, and then you're going to be admitted into the group. It's a system. So I don't have to reinvent it every night. It's already there. I just plug you into it. So I hope that helps, Carol. All right, so that's an example of system. Nelson says, the wise don't wait until they have. The rich never use their money. Okay, that's not a question. That's a fantastic comment, okay. Chinaka says, okay, Dangote's refinery cost 9 billion. Okay, both information might not be incorrect. They are probably correct. He built it for 9 billion, but right now it's worth over 20 billion. So that's good. All right, so let's take a few more comments. Yvette says, I want to start a pre-order business online. My question is, how do I build trust as a new business owner trying to leverage on other people's money? Fantastic question. Now, there is a process that I learned a couple of years ago. It was developed by a man called Ivan Misner. So Yvette, listen very carefully. So that process is called, he called it VCP. VCP. That is the perfect answer, and that's the system you want to use for your pre-order business. So V stands for visibility. So you're going to ask yourself, how do I make myself visible? People can't even begin to trust you if they don't even know that you exist. So you've got to come with a visibility strategy. How do you show yourself to your potential customers? How do you make yourself visible to them? And then you can do that. Perhaps you have an Instagram channel, or you have a video channel on YouTube where you begin to educate them, where you begin to talk about their problems. That's how to build trust. Talk about their problems, their pain, and then the solutions, and really show genuine interest, not because you want to, like, look at the value I deliver to you. I'm not doing it because I want to get you to pay me. Look, if you join the mentorship group, it's perfect, fine for me. If you don't join, it's also perfect. It's not, there's no malice. It's good. You know, I will be very happy that you take it, that you even teach it. Feel free to take my material, teach it, share with your colleagues, share with your children, share with your community, and all that. All right. So that is visibility. The C stands for credibility. So you've got to come with a credibility strategy. And that's the question that you're asking. You've got to start with a credibility strategy, and then your credibility, you build credibility over time. And credibility, one pillar of credibility is always do what you say that you will do. Okay, so do what you say. If you promise something, deliver and over-deliver. So you can actually start small. Now you've become visible to them. Then start your pre-order. Start immediately. And then serve them so well, like no other person in your niche serves them. And then let them start giving testimonials, start going all over the whole place, and then talking about, oh, this woman is amazing, her product is great, she answers her phone, and then this one was bad, she returned it, even though it cost her some loss and things like that. That's how you build credibility. Then the P stands for profitability. And then it's from credibility that you become profitable. But a lot of people want to start with making profit first. No, it doesn't happen that way. You've got to be visible. The marketplace has got to certify you that you're credible, and then the profitability will follow. So don't be in a hurry. Follow that process. And in fact, type in the comment section, was that helpful? Type, give me some response. All righty. Chinenye says, please, sir, the penny stock you talked about around 290 that has prospect, I have been looking out for the stock. If you are, let me know if you're in the financial fitness challenge, because I don't typically do my stock recommendations in public. There are things that go with recommending stocks. Like the people in the financial fitness challenge, they have that, and then there are also disclaimers around that. So in as much as I can recommend, you have to know that every investment still carries risk, and then at the end of it, it's your decision. All right. Okay. Malani Olaleye says, I used to think that selling is for people with certain trait. Is e.g. being an extrovert, energetic, social. Please, can you advise in this line? Please, can you recommend tools and also guide in this direction? Okay. So what I can do is, so first of all, it's not true. So people used to think it's extroverts, but some researchers have even shown that the introverts are better sellers than the people who just come talk fast and talk too much. Because selling is about building trust. It's not about going out there talking fast and then saying lots of words. That's not what selling is. Selling builds relationship, it builds trust. And then some people sell without words. Okay? Some people sell without words. So that's not completely correct. That is people who have a particular trait that do that. Prim says, what about microfinancing? Will that be a good system? Prim, I'm not sure I understand that question. You see, by system, every system has parts that are interconnected. So if your system, if it has parts, it has inputs, it has processes, and it has outcomes. And if your inputs, if your processes are delivering the outcome, then it's a good system. It's got to deliver this. So one input goes through a process, produces something, which is an output that becomes an input to another process that produces maybe the overall outcome. That's how systems work. Okay, and then if you're in the financial fitness challenge, please bring it up. I talk about systems and structures a lot because everything is like that. Because I marvel that many of us are in our 30s, in our 40s and 50s, and we don't have a structure for making wealth. We just do, somebody says, oh, crypto, we dash into crypto. Next day, somebody says, oh, okay, Forex, we dash into that. Oh, real estate, we dash into it. But we don't have a system. But see, if you have a system, it's consistent, it's patient, and it will always deliver. All right. Shall we take 2 more for today? Let's take 2 more. Bolahon says, what's your take on Forex trading? And Chinaka also says, what is your take on crypto trading and Forex? The first book I wrote extensively on Forex trading. My first book I wrote in 2008. It's actually on my page on Seller. Those of you in Financial Fitness Challenge, if you want to read it for free, just remind me in the Telegram channel, Telegram, whatever. Just say you want that bonus and I will send it to you free. One chapter dealt with Forex. My summary, because in 2007, when the Forex, there was a lot of Forex hype. Many of you are not old at that time, but Many of you who are old enough will remember 2006, 2007. There was just a sudden hype of Forex trading in most parts of Africa, and Nigeria particularly. So you open radio, someone is teaching Forex. Then you see flyers all over the place. Everybody's teaching Forex, 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 Forex. You become a millionaire, overnight, Forex. So being a scientist, I got interested and I got curious. So I set out the whole of 2007 learning. And I found that most of these people who were even teaching the Forex thing in those days, I still remember one gentleman, one young man in those days. He was in Abuja, I was in Lagos. I flew him down to Lagos. And I remember paying him 75,000 naira at the time in 2007. That was a lot of money. $75,000, 75,000 naira would have actually been like maybe like $750 or something. That's a lot of money. And you know what he did? He just printed, just tons of useless manuals from the internet and brought to me in Lagos. That thing was useless. I didn't learn anything, and that money went. I discovered that most people shouting Forex, Forex in those days didn't know what they were talking about. And that they just made the money from training people. So when I got fed up, in 2007, I went for the Forex Expo in New York. I don't know whether they still have it in New York or whether it was just New York that year. For some of you who are into Forex, in 2007, Forex Expo was in New York. And I think last year or so, it was in Las Vegas or something. Don't quote me on that. To learn as much as I could. Then I started trading. One thing I concluded about Forex is that, number one, that's my personal conclusion, so don't make it universal. I'm not prescribing. I saw that, number one, Forex is not for a hungry person. Forex is not like your first career, like when you want to build wealth. It's not the first thing you want to get into. I saw from my own personal experience and conclusion that Forex was best suited for people who already have food in the house to eat. Now, I'm not saying that you will not read stories about people who lost their jobs, became destitute, and then they started trading and all that. There are stories like that. And then they had their break. But you see, if you don't have patient money and persistent money, because once you start, there's no way. It happened to me. I remember once, I started trading after demo trading, and I started trading with I put a trade for $150 in those days. I saw the thing go to 500. I was happy. Oh yeah, this thing is working. My goodness. I said to my wife, we're going to be rich overnight. It was working. $500, $750. I said, no, let's take profit. So something was telling me, take profit, take your profit, take your profit. I said, no, I'm not going to take profit. This thing is climbing. Today is such a volatile. The volatility and volumes were very good today and all that. I wanted to see the thing. I said, look, let me make $3,000 today out of 150. So I left it and then came back later. From 750, the thing had gone down to 500. I said, no problem. It's going to go up again. 500, 400, no problem. There's going to be a reversal. It will go up again. I mean, it has gone to 750 before. Why won't 300, 200, 150? And I said, no. I must make something on top of. I can't just put in 150 and get 150. I didn't take profit. Long story short, that account just, what's the terminology that foreign people normally said, that account, just died. And that day, that was it. I just thought this thing was not going to be, and at the time I was still working in Shell, so I was very busy. So to trade Forex also requires a lot of time and dedication, because the secret to making money, whether it's Forex or crypto or real estate, is Knowledge. You've got to be very knowledgeable about what you're doing. You can make millions. You can make millions in 1 year, millions of dollars from Forex. But you've got to know what you're doing. And you've got to be very strong and courageous. You can't be the kind of person that if you lose, maybe all you have in your account is $500 and you probably borrowed. When you blow that $500 and you can't sleep, then Forex is not made for you. Forex is not for the weak. So my take is it is very, very profitable. I actually have a live Forex account, right now. But I find that it's something that needs a lot of time and devotion. You can make it in Forex, no doubt. But it's not something that you do with another thing. It's something that requires a lot of concentration. And I hope that helps, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bola, yes, you are correct. Yes. Nigerian says margin call. Chinaka said liquidated. Yeah, Bola says blown. Yes, the account was blown. Exactly, Bola. Forex is psychology. So you got to learn it, and you've got to, whatever it is, if you give that thing time and energy and focus on it, it will pay you. And then you've got to be the kind of person that, you won't lose sleep or go into depression when you lose, or you won't go into high blood pressure, because the thing has killed people. The thing has affected people's health. The thing has also driven some people into drugs and all that. So if you know what you're doing, please, by all means, go for Forex. I mean, Forex in those days, I don't know how much it is now, but it used to be like a $6 to $7 trillion market, like every day. $6 trillion, just fly above your head, And then you only need to have the understanding the technical, the fundamentals, and all the tools in the market to place your trade, to catch some of that money flying around. So it's very exciting. So go for it, but do take time to learn it. Okay? Very, very good. All righty. So, ladies and gentlemen, so this is where we are going to draw the curtain today, that we have talked about the 7 money-making skills. All-time 7 money-making skills, okay? Pick one of them. Make yourself some money. Stop making excuses and start making money. And whatever happens, keep showing up. You never know what's coming your way next. And I will see you at exactly the same time tomorrow, 8 p.m., sometimes 8:30 p.m. GMT +1, every single day right here. So come back here and I'm there. And then before I sign off, if you haven't given this a love button yet, please take some time. Take 3 seconds, give the love button. And then if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. And when you subscribe right now, hit the notification bell. All right, so let me give you 5 seconds to do that. Subscribe right now, and then give the love button. It's going to help the algorithm to show this to a lot more people who need to have access to this information. And then subscribe right now. As you're subscribing, hit that notification bell so that every time that I come live, you will get a notification on your email. You will also get a notification on YouTube. I love you. Be healthy, be wealthy, and be wise.